Hey guys, thank you. That was Yasmin. Thank you so much. When we talk about abortion, we got to talk about all these issues, but we also got to talk about abortion because it is specifically under attack right now, and the majority of people who want to get abortions, who need to get abortions, the vast majority of people are women, they're poor women, they're working class women, they're black women around this country, they're brown women, they're women who have recently immigrated here or don't have papers, they're people who are vulnerable, deeply vulnerable. And even if you're not deeply vulnerable, you're vulnerable because you're a woman in this society, and this society doesn't want you to have control over your body. So we have to fight on this issue, we have to fight on all these issues, but in particular, the Democrats, as everyone I think knows, have control over Congress right now. They've got a majority in the Congress in the House, they've got a majority in the Senate, they've got the presidency. They also have a bill that they can pass called the Women's Health Protection Act. They gotta pass it. We're all here to say, you gotta pass it. You gotta pass the Women's Health Protection Act and legalize abortion once and for all. That's what we gotta do. They can do it. If they really want to, if they really decide to put their foot down, if they really want to, they can do it. And we need to make them do it. We need to make sure that that happens. Because if we don't, we now know what is coming from the Supreme Court, this unelected body that doesn't represent us, that have their jobs for life. We know what's coming in June when the final decision comes down because this heroic individual decided to leak it and let us know. So now we need to let them know you have to pass this act. You have to legalize abortion. It is a human right. It is a health care right. It is a right for all of us, and it affects every single one of us. We have to pass this act. They brought it in February. They brought it to the floor in February, and the Senate, by the way, as we all know, also a racist, undemocratic body. The four states with the highest population have something like 4 times the population of the 4 states with the lowest population, but every state, no matter what your population, gets 2 senators. The majority of us live in cities, the majority of us want to also, by the way, protect Roe v. Wade, and the majority of us live in states with high populations, so we only get 2 senators. The Senate is a very undemocratic body, and it was essentially put into place to protect slavery as a system, which is what this country was founded on, as we all know. Exactly. So, in February, the Senate took this up, and they voted 46 to 48, and it failed. But 2 senators voted against it, and they're both Democrats. So what we gotta do is make the Democrats actually pass this thing. They got the power right now. They can do it. We have to make them pass it. That's right. That's right. We gotta make them pass it. At the moment, you might see politicians. You might see politicians coming on the stage. You might see them, on the TV and on the YouTube ads, whatever. You might see them in a bunch of different places, press releases, and they're saying, "Well, you gotta get out and vote in November." Now, that may be true, but this is a now issue. This isn't a November issue. This is a now issue. Because coming in June, if we don't do something now, we are going to lose our right, our basic right to health care, our basic right to self-determination. Our basic right. So we have to make this get passed now. Not November. It's too late. We don't know what's going to happen in November. It doesn't matter. They have power now. They have to pass it now. We're going to do a couple more chants, and then we've got a couple additional very excellent speakers coming up for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, abortion is worth fighting for. 5, 6, 7, 8. Women's rights are what's at stake. 1, 2, 3, 4, abortion is worth fighting for. 5, 6, 7, 8. Women's rights are what's at stake. 1, 2, 3, 4, abortion is worth fighting for. 5, 6, 7, 8. Women's rights are what's at stake. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, This country spends about $1 trillion every single year on war. About $1 trillion. And that goes to killing other people overseas, other workers overseas. They spend about $1 trillion every year on that. But recently they decided, well, we don't need to have coverage. We don't need to actually pay anymore for people who are uninsured for their COVID care. We don't need to pay anymore for that. We're going to stop paying for testing, for vaccinations, for anything, for COVID care, even though we're in the middle of a pandemic. Michigan, to fly here from Louisiana, to fly here from Florida. I'm glad there are DC people out here too. If you're from DC, if you live here, let's hear it. There's a lot of us out here who care. There's a lot of marches in DC, there's a lot of rallies in DC, but you can tell when people are really, really, really upset about something. We had about at least 5,000 people. It might have been closer to 7,000 out here on Tuesday night. I mean, you couldn't see the end of the crowd. And, you know, that's why they have barricades up. They know, the Supreme Court knows, the police know that this is important and this is an issue that people are willing to come out about even in the rain. That's right. You know, I wanted to touch on something real quick before we bring up the next speaker. You know, the right wing has passed hundreds of unjust laws against women, against trans people, against black people all over this country, erasing voting rights, trying to completely eradicate any right to voting for people that they don't want to vote. But it's so clear to me that that's not gonna happen. People aren't gonna let that fly. There are people here from all over the country today, and there's people all over the country, in cities around the country, who are fighting today, who are out in the streets, because that is what it's gonna take. It's gonna take a mass movement. It's gonna take people fighting. It's gonna take people fighting to make this stop and to give us our rights. And that's why we're out here. And the other thing I wanted to bring up is that the Supreme Court, I think we
Okay.